Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Are we on? Traveling. Thanks for the response there. Are we on? Let me check on YouTube here. Looks like it. Says we got 5 people in here right now. We got 5 people in here. Can I see some W's in the chat? Can I see some people in here? Lara, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Curious to see how many more people funnel in here. I did a live stream like 4 months ago now, which you can see on my channel, and there was nobody showed up. 0 people showed up. So this is dope. This is incredible. Lara, we have traveling. And Lara out of Argentina, ¿sí? Ahora estoy en Colombia. Medellín, Colombia, para ahora. Sonia, NZ, New Zealand? Let's go! We have Argentina. We have Colombia. We have New Zealand. Traveling. More locations. What do we got here? Let's go. Let's go, man. What else we got? Let's go. I think I'll turn the music off for now. Do we want music on or music off? It says we have 6 viewers in here. Love to see it. Love to see this. Love to see this. Like I said, I did a live stream about 4 months ago when I had like 400 subscribers, and there was 0 people there. Luckily, I had some stuff prepared to go over, but this one I didn't prepare anything. I just wanted to speak. I just wanted to celebrate the 1K subs, talk with y'all. Music on, Lara says. We'll keep it video-esque. Hey. Okay, how do I say your name? Is it Anschichten? Anschichten? Is it German? How do I help me pronounce your name? Can you spell it out or sound it out in the chat here? Laura says music on. Laura says music on, so Lara de Argentina. German, love it. Oh my goodness, we got Germany in the house too. So we have Germany, we have NZ, we have Argentina. I am in Colombia right now, but I am American. Vamos. Vamos. Okay, y'all. So I think we can get started here. It's been about 5 minutes, and some more people will funnel in. Hopefully, we'll see. I think we can get started here though. So I remember Ansiktin. I remember you put a question in one of my posts, or a topic that you'd like to discuss here. But what kind of things do we want to discuss? What kind of questions do we have? What kind of comments, concerns? Let's get into it. Because I can ramble on by myself. I really can. Because that's what I do in my videos. But I want to hear some questions. I want to hear some questions. I think Ansiktin said something about self-doubt on my one post. Lara, the one thing that I like about being in Colombia here is that they have a lot of good juice here. I have my jugo de naranja. I drink like one of these a day. I love the juices. One nice thing I feel like about South America in general, lots of good juices. Any questions, y'all? Questions? Topics of discussion? If you're just joining in, throw your location in the chat, please. Throw your location in the chat. Like I put there, we got Germany, NZ, Argentina, Colombia. Let's go, man. Let's go. I want to let y'all know too, this is literally like a dream come true, what we're doing right here. This is literally a dream come true, man. So I love seeing y'all in the chat here. Okay. So I think Ansiktin, how to deal with self-doubt. Okay. How to deal with self-doubt. Can we get a little more specific on that? Can you give an example? Or can you lay out a scenario here that goes a little more into depth, put some context behind this, right? Because that is a big topic. Self-doubt. How to deal with self-doubt. I can imagine that you're speaking about on the topic of reality creation and creating certainty within yourself, right? Certainty is the big game. And in the very beginning, I can almost guarantee you're not going to feel very certain about it, right? And that's completely natural, man. But one thing that I've found is that it's a muscle to be trained. You can train certainty just like you can practice anything else. You can actually practice certainty. And of course that's the opposite of doubt, right? You can practice certainty. Sometimes we fall back into the matrix and forget that we are connected to the source, for example, during times of stress. Yeah. Sometimes we fall back into the matrix and forget that we are connected to the source. Okay. You know, one of the very practical things that comes to mind for me, right there as you say that, is meditation. The way I kind of think about meditation now is when you go throughout your day, there's just this layer of stimulus that coats over your mind. It's really like that. There's this layer of stimulus. Now, what meditation does is it washes that away for you each time you do it. So whether you want to say that's bringing you back to source, you're kind of clearing your signal there. It puts that layer of just stimulus and noise on top of you. Illusion, maybe you could say. And that's a very practical way to train that muscle of certainty, man. Oof. Train that muscle of certainty. And you could say, you know, bringing you back to source there, yeah. That's definitely what it feels like. That's definitely what it feels like, man. Yeah, for me, whenever there's too much noise, meditation is the tool. Meditation is the tool. And you add on top of that, you're eating whole foods. When you talk about frequency and energy, my goodness, man. You start adding all these things in, and you just clear up. Your signal just clears completely. And my God, you see the world like eating fast food and like doing all these like neurotic behaviors almost. And it just doesn't really make sense to you because you want to keep that frequency clear. You want to keep your signal clear. And meditation is one of those practices, man. It is the meta practice. It is the meta practice for silence. It is the meta practice for going back to source, like you're saying there. Something that reminds you. Okay, we have Traveling who says, what do you think of affirmations? Good question there, by the way. I might just call you A. Can I just call you A? Ansikten? Ansikten? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. I might just call you A though. What do you think of affirmations? Okay. This is an interesting topic. Affirmations. Okay. Okay, affirmations. The thing with affirmations is it's not so much about the words. That's the super interesting discovery about affirmations. Because anyone could look on the surface of affirmations and just be like, what is this bogus nonsense, right? What is the point of that? You're saying these random things. What is that doing? But then you discover, if you're willing to take a second look at affirmations and not just write it off like that and say, no, stupid. If you actually take a second look at it and maybe run an experiment with yourself, and why would you do that? What's going on there? You'll find that it's more about the energy behind the words. Okay? And that probably doesn't make any sense hearing that for the first time, because it definitely didn't make sense for me what the hell that means. It's about the energy attached to the words. When we talk about high frequency, when we talk about elevating our emotional state, that's what you want to do with affirmations, right? And the words help trigger those higher emotions. You'll notice there's certain words that hit you differently for some reason. And then after, you know, you can write the thing down, that desire, whatever it is, and it can excite you, put you in that, help you get to that higher elevated state and pinpoint what it is that you want. But then you'll realize that after some time of reading that thing, it sort of gets stale. It sort of gets stale with certain things. So with affirmations, you constantly want to experiment with those, but you want to focus on putting yourself in a higher energy state. That's the whole point of it. So does that help? What do you think of affirmations? That's kind of a general question, but yeah, does that help? If there's anything more specific too, if there's any like, yeah, any more context you can put on that, or something that you've experienced for yourself, something that you've tried, we're open to hearing that. We're about 15 minutes in now. We still got 5 people in here. Good shit. Good shit. What do we have? What else do we have for questions? And can anyone confirm that everything sounds good? The music is at a good kind of background tone. My voice sounds good. Everything looks good. Would appreciate that. Any more questions? More questions in the chat. Topics. We're at 1K subs now. Everything's okay. Good stuff. Thanks. Thank you, my G. Dude, this stuff is so weird because if we talk about the YouTube channel here for a second, 1K subs seemed impossible at one point, and not really, like almost impossible, you know. Because when you look at your YouTube channel and you've had 100 subscribers, or like, you know, you're getting like one new subscriber a week, the 1,000 mark seems impossible. But this is like one of the best performing videos on my channel now. The video titled once you start thinking non-linear, then it becomes inevitable, because it is like that. And man, the YouTube video I just released today on where I talked about my YouTube channel, I think I did actually. Yeah. Yep, where I talked about my YouTube channel in there. It's a non-linear, it's an exponential thing. It's a compound interest thing. And it's not just YouTube. It's your business thing. These are exponential games. So when you're getting one new subscriber a week, let's say, that's an exponential game. The content, the YouTube, is an exponential game. So the thing that messes you up is expecting the linear results in an exponential game. And when you're sitting there, you know, getting one new subscriber a week, you're like, you want the linear results. You want something predictable, because that's the way we're taught. But dude, you keep planting the seeds with whatever thing you're working on. You keep planting the seeds, and it's exponential. It goes like that. But we're used to that, right? We're used to the linear thinking. It's so hardwired in us. You think in this linear way, and you expect linear results when you're not playing a linear game. And that goes for everything, dude. The exponential game. Okay, A says, how did you first come to the topic of manifestation? Let's go to that. The topic of manifestation. You know, let's see. When did that pop up? Let's see. At some point, this is what I'll say. At some point, my YouTube channel started to hone in on this topic of reality creation. So I'm not exactly sure where manifestation came in. But the big turnoff with manifestation is it has this like magical thing on it. When the ironic thing is manifestation is about making the thing boring. It's about making the thing mundane. And when you see that, it'll be quite a letdown. Because usually, like, you think about manifestation, it has this magical thing on it. And we want to put the thing on a pedestal above us. But the reality is, it's not about that. It's about making it just mundane for you, boring, regular. And you could have something right now with yourself that seems impossible to make it boring. How could I make that boring? With money, with relationships. How could I make that boring? You got to raise your self-concept to meet it. When you raise your self-concept to meet it up there on the pedestal, you see eye to eye with it. You don't see yourself as different. You don't see it on a pedestal anymore. You see yourself up there with it. So that's been my understanding of the topic of manifestation. Not sure when I first came to it though. At some point of just recognizing patterns, really. Recognizing patterns like with the self-concept and about how when you change the way you view yourself inside, then things can change outside. And it's not an immediate thing. No, it's an unfolding. It's a new word for creating reality thousands of years old. And we got 6 people in here. I'm wondering, is anyone in here that I know in person? Kind of curious about that. Anyone that I know one-to-one in person? We got more questions in here? More topics? Like I said, I just released a video today. Um, Thinking in terms of compound interest. And in that video, I talked about planting. You plant the seeds, and you let the seeds compound. It has to be this inner thing before it becomes this outer thing. And the essence of that is around the self-concept. It's about how you view yourself. The self-concept, how you view yourself. It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. Can you view yourself as the person without seeing the results of that person yet? And again, a muscle to be trained right there. It was deleted? It was deleted, traveling? I saw your one about affirmations. I didn't see any question come through, honestly. Oh, this is fun, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all showing up. I appreciate y'all showing up. Like I said, I did a live stream about 4 or 5 months ago, and I literally didn't have anyone there. I was just talking to myself, but it was still good. But this is nice. Love this. Appreciate you all big time. We hit 1,000 subs on February 20th, and now it is February 24th, and we're almost at 1.1K now. So that is exponential for sure. And on January 1st, we had 582 subscribers. Thank you, A. Appreciate it. Thank you, A. On January 1st, we had 582 subscribers. On February 20th, we had 1,000. That is the nature of it, man. That is the nature of it. You just have to keep planting the seeds. Keep letting those thoughts, beliefs, and stories that are aligned with the new identity, the new person, keep letting those marinate in the mind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Traveling, you said you sent a question. I do not see it. I do not see it. We talked about affirmations. We already went over that one. More questions? More questions? Just uploaded a video today. I might just throw this in here in the chat. Just upload a video today. Hey, quiet little camera quality upgrade, right? Quiet little camera quality upgrade with this new video. And it looks good, man. It looks good. It looks good. New upload today. Quiet little camera quality upgrade. I have this video coming out here in a few days about a recent call that I had with a person booking through for my one-to-one work. This video coming out in a few days, I had this call with this person, and in that video I discussed the mirror principle, how the inside reflects outside. And when I got on this call with this person, we started going over the desires, what the outlook is, the goals, the desired reality, right? And right away, within the first 5 minutes, I could tell what the hell was going on. This person booked in a call because they said lack of motivation, discipline, lack of direction, and it was affecting their income and productivity. But right away, we started going over the desired reality. What's the outlook, right? And it was, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh. Brother, you give reality? I don't know. I don't know. Reality gives you, I don't know. Huh. You gotta be specific with the subconscious mind. Brother, the subconscious mind, it responds to you being hyper specific with the thing. You gotta get detailed, dude. Oh my goodness. Get so detailed. Get so insanely detailed, and reality responds with detail. You give reality, you give mind, hyper specific, and you get hyper specific. It's just a matter of you sticking with it long enough. That's it. What is the key to manifestation? Persistence, self-concept. I mean, to get on... I'm not really sure what the second part is. I mean, to get undoled in the 3D. What is the key to manifestation? Persistence, self-concept. What is the key? What I say is the key. Right away, I think of quieting the mind. I think the first thing that comes to mind is quieting the mind and emotional management. When we talk about having a clear signal, a high frequency, it means you're able to detach from what's going on. And why would you want to, why would you want to have your emotions under control? Why would you want to detach from what's going on? Because you want to stay level with your energy as best you can. And you want to lead with intention. Again, like we talked about earlier, manifestation is this magical thing. Manifestation. But it's about bringing that down, dude. It's about making it boring in a way. Seeing eye to eye with the thing. In the one video, I talked about treating it like getting a glass of water. Like, my goodness, how boring is getting a glass of water? But can you treat it like that? Can you really level with it like that? Where you truly see eye to eye with it? Where you see yourself as equal? That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. So the key to manifestation, persistence, self-concept, what I just said right there is what comes to mind for me in my experience. Wow. Good questions, man. Taking it off the pedestal. Noticing all the ways that your mind puts it away from you, on a pedestal above you, unequal, and then rewiring your self-concept in that way. Removing the separation, like one of my recent videos. All the different ways the mind goes, I'm here right now, but I'm not there yet. It's about closing that gap. And all these things we can practice. We can practice, man. All these things we can practice. And then they'll grow like a muscle. Don't think of this as black and white. Think of this like on a spectrum. Where separation is on one end and wholeness, you could say, is on the other end. It's just a matter of like, where are you? And the more you practice the wholeness, you end up closer to the wholeness. And the more you practice separation, like just like a muscle, it grows. And then the more you end up towards separation. But it's about conditioning yourself that you're already the person that you seek to be. What would that feel like? What would it actually feel like to already be the person? And if you sit with that, especially in meditation, if you sit with that by yourself, you'll know what it feels like to already be the person. We got 9 people in here now. Thanks for the question there, Traveling. That's big time, dude. That's a good one. We have Hari. I think it's Hari. Hari. Manifestándose. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sloth. Oh, we have Slothy. No shot. We have Hari manifestándose. 369. My goodness. Hey, manifestándose, I'm going to get to your question in a second here because something just popped into my mind on that. And that's a beautiful question. Hold on a second. Hari, we manifest physical change. This is very similar to what I was just talking about with traveling, right? Can you design your self-concept in a way to where you see yourself as equal to it? You see yourself as equal to whatever the thing is. And you might have something in your mind right now where you're like, oh my goodness, a relationship, the money thing. It is about practicing that, seeing yourself as equal, no matter how intimidating, and I know, man, intimidating, and just no matter how unequal you might feel right now, it's just about it's about that right there. Can you run through the mental repetitions of it enough to where it just becomes more mundane for you? because it's about being the person who receives it. It's about being the person first, and then the other things are a side effect of you being that person. And this is what I love about this stuff. It's not going to be a black and white thing, dude. You don't want the black and white answers, okay? You don't want the black and white things. If it was black and white, if it was a quick thing, everyone would be on that. You don't want that. You want the real stuff. So I hope that helps. I'm curious to know where are you from? Where are you from? Manifestándose, we got Brazil in the house now. We got USA and Slav. We got New Zealand, Germany, Argentina. I'm in Colombia right now. Thanks for popping in, Slav. Okay, Manifestándose, are you still here? What made you turn the key? What made you turn the key? Manifestándose. What made you turn the key? That one's next. $1K subs on YouTube. Hey, once again, thank you all. Thank you all. It's incredible. $1K subs was, like I said, at one point seemed almost impossible. At one point seemed almost impossible. Is Manifestándose still here? Muhammad Atif. Yo. Yo. I think I remember seeing your comment. I think I remember seeing your comment. We're almost at 1.1K. Yo. Manifestándose, can you confirm that you're here? And I'd like to answer your question there. Muhammad, you got any questions, brother? Hari, questions? Sloth? Topics? Questions? Sloth, you still in here? I'm curious to know how everything sounds. Already gotten confirmed that it sounds good, but just want another confirmation. Oh, wow. Thank you all for the questions here. We got 9 people in here now. It says 9 people. We've been going for 45 minutes. Just chilling. Oh my goodness, we're chilling. And this is very video-esque because we got the music in the background too. This is very video-esque. We're chilling. Sound good? Thank you again, appreciate that. I feel like I'm gonna make these live streams a common thing as well, or at least a scheduled thing, whether it's bi-weekly to start maybe, because I want to connect with you all more. I want to start working with some more people too, with my one-on-one coaching. We got 10 people in here now. W. W. Sí, por favor. Ok, Lara. Lara, vale. Y podemos hacer un stream en español. En español también. Buenísimo. Para mi gente en Brasil, Argentina, Brasil, estoy en Colombia ahora. Buenísimo. Okay, Laura, I hear you. Manifestándose. To turn the key in order to understand how the demonstration works in practice. Okay. You know, there was a point which is like it can be kind of a mind fuck, because like with this YouTube channel and like doing these things, it's kind of taken inventory on how the process unfolds, because it starts and it feels impossible. It starts and it feels impossible. And oh my goodness, can I just hang on this point real quick? It starts and it feels impossible. But then you give it enough attention and you just spend enough time with it. And it becomes less impossible. And then at some point, the exponential thing takes over and it becomes inevitable. So to go back to your comment here, I think it's just a matter of some pattern recognition. And it takes a bold person, man. It takes a bold person. Because it was sort of a mind fuck for me, where I was like, okay, I have to commit to myself. I have to commit to myself and getting what I want before I can help others get what they want, if that makes sense. So it's like you have to give yourself the permission first. And like when you give yourself the permission and you have zero results, that's why I say it's like it takes a bold person. But it's just that it's that recognition of that unfolding process when it feels impossible, and then you start telling yourself the story. You start aligning your thoughts, stories, and beliefs with that person, and you practice those like a muscle. And when you get those reps in, you get the reps in, something grows. And then you look back and it's like, oh, this is actually doable. It's actually doable. So I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But man, with my coaching, with this YouTube channel, my coaching is called the Reality Labs. That's really the brand that is around this work here, the Reality Labs, because it's about running the experiments, man. for yourself. And it doesn't really make sense at first. But it's about experimenting with things. Like what the hell is the point of affirmations? Like, can you allow yourself to just take a second look at that? Like why would people do that? Or maybe just run an experiment for yourself. Run the experiments. Muhammad, thank you, bro. Really look up your videos, man. I hope you made it out. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that big time, man. Appreciate you, bro. Concept of 3D. 3D. I haven't really spoke about anything about, when it comes to 3D, 4D, 5D. Not exactly sure how many Ds there are, if I'm being real with you. When it comes to 3D though, that, from my understanding, 3D is the physical realm. 4D, maybe you could say 4D, 5D is like mental, spiritual. But to be honest with you, I'm not really familiar. I'm not too familiar with that stuff, so I feel like I don't have the I feel like I don't have much to say on that, or the experience. Too many D's. Sloss says too many D's. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the background music just a tad. Let's see how that sounds. Just a tad. Manifestando said that made a lot of sense. Thank you. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, cool. It can be a chore putting these things into words, of course. Too many D's. It says message retracted. Maybe that's what happened to traveling. I didn't delete anything. I haven't deleted any comments, so I don't know why that happens. Manifestándose, appreciate you. Hari, how can we imagine or feel the emotions that we've never felt before? How can we image, imagine, or feel the emotions that we've never felt before? There's something associated with the emotions, right? The feelings and emotions, like I can imagine, you want to get something here, and when you get that thing, there's emotions that are associated with getting that thing. There's also pictures associated with getting that thing. So when we talk about frequency, when we talk about the self-concept, putting yourself on the frequency of that thing, it's really about putting yourself in the mental and emotional equivalent of that thing. Like I talked about in my YouTube video today, I was the 1,000 subs YouTuber a long time ago, and those are seeds that I planted a long time ago. And there was actually a point, like probably about a month ago or more, where I realized that I was already making the 1K subs videos, right? At like 500, 600 subs, I was already making the 1K subs or the 10K subs or the 100K subs. I could easily have 100K subs right now. Like it would make sense to me why I have 100K subs. Because I know, I know that's the quality that I have here. And you can say that's I don't know, egotistical or something like that, but it's genuinely how I feel. If I had 100K subs right now, it would make sense. So to answer your question there, the mental and emotional equivalent of your end identity. Okay? So what is the thing? And what would be the mental and emotional equivalent of that person who already has the thing? How would you feel? How grateful would you be? How at peace would you be? In the Bible, it says, I'm not necessarily a religious person, I'm being honest. But in the Bible, it says, seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all that should be added unto you. Seek first the mental and emotional equivalent, the higher emotional state. The higher emotional state. The higher frequency. Because, yeah. I think that's all I got on that one. Any image or feel the emotion? I hope that helps, Hari. Let me know. Let me know if that helped. So, when you talk about the use of your imagination, imagination is something you develop as well. You can get better at seeing pictures in your mind. This is something really interesting with meditation, how you can get better at seeing pictures in your mind. You can get better at feeling emotions, okay? These are things we don't think about. Just like you can get better at basketball, just like you can get better at baseball, you can get better at feeling emotions, feeling grateful. You can get better at seeing pictures in your mind. And the implications of that are interesting when you put that into practice. But another good way to think about this is thinking about the concept of time as well. Because time, in this regard, time is a thing that we made up. Time creates separation. And what we're talking about here isn't separation. It's a present moment occurrence. So it's a weird thing that you have to bring something to the present moment in order to get it. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, I get kind of tired after making a video. for 10 minutes. You know? Because these are good topics. You can go deep with these. Howdy, good to hear. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Okay, we are at 60 minutes right now. We're going strong, man. Once again, appreciate you all for showing up. Appreciate you all big time. We got 8 people in here watching. It'll be interesting to see how the viewers grow as we keep getting more subs. That'll be interesting. Because I think I'll make this a bi-weekly thing. Hopping on, answering some questions, maybe getting creative with some stuff. Maybe coming up with some things to do, topics to cover, or just sit down and have a nice chat. Any other questions on here, y'all? Neuroplasticity, Fazal. I think it's Fazal. What do we say here? What's the best practice for neuroplasticity? Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, brother. Oh, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. Let's see. Neuroplasticity. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about here. What comes to my mind right away is meditation. What comes to my mind right away is meditation. Yeah. Meditation, 100%. Meditation, in my experience, helps you become more suggestible almost. Okay, this is perfect. I wrote this thing recently, and it said meditation, the more you meditate, the less you label impossible. And it's kind of like that. Because the more you meditate, and the more you spend time in that area, in that state, when you hear people's stories about things they experienced, or even like they went to this place, or they had this experience, they saw this thing, The more time you spend in meditation, you just become like, maybe, yeah, could be. I can't discredit it. So what's the best practice for neuroplasticity? Meditation. Meditation helps you get in contact with the subconscious mind. And you want to deliver your idea. You want to deliver that thing to the subconscious mind. You get very specific on what the thing is. You get in that quiet, relaxed state, and you spend time thinking about that thing. Sloth, cheers, brother. Thank you, G. Thank you, brother, man. So does that make sense? Neuroplasticity. Yeah, meditation puts you in that neutral state. That neutral state puts you in closer contact with the subconscious mind. And I made a video on this today about how when the subconscious mind receives your idea, there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It'll be very difficult for you because you would have to just wreck everything, all like the infrastructure that you set up inside. You would have to just destroy all of that. And the subconscious mind is like this root system. Like your idea forms in the root system below so it can sprout and take form out here. Yo, cheers, brother. I think I'm saying your name right. Fazal. 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 We are on an hour and 10 minutes now. And we've had a steady, 5 to 10 viewers this whole time. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. Guys, I used to stream video games. I streamed video games for like 6-7 months. So this is bringing me back to that live streaming. Just love to see this. Just love to see it. You ain't on time, you were late. Any questions we got here? Love these questions. Love these questions. Good stuff. Yeah, like I said, I did a live stream at like 400 subscribers, 400 or 500, and there was, I don't think there was anyone that showed up. So this is dope. When you around me, you say, I can't go off of her side. I know that look on your face. What else we got, y'all? Any other questions? I think we're gonna dip out here pretty quick. I think we're gonna dip on out of here pretty quick. If there's no other questions, once again, love you all. Thank you all for hanging out. Let me know if there's any other comments. Let's see the top fans in here. Okay, we have A, Ansikin, Lara, Hari, Muhammad, Manifestándose, Fazal, Sonia, Traveling, Slothe. Top fans hopping in the chat. Love to see this. Meditation, Manifestándose. Yeah. I spoke a little bit about meditation here. But from my understanding, meditation gets you closer to the subconscious mind. And that's where you want your idea. You want the subconscious mind to receive your idea. And you want to put yourself in that very relaxed state, that very neutral state, and very intentionally think about those ideas when you're in that state, right? When did you start manifesting and you feel it's working? I mean, that's a tough one because it's always working. Like the subconscious mind, it's barreling in one direction right now for everyone. Subconscious mind is always working in the background. And things are unfolding from that. But it's about becoming aware of it. Right? Like for example, when I got started online a few years ago in digital marketing, this was winter 2022 when I got my first digital marketing client, and now I'm doing some digital marketing work still, but also the coaching and content with this YouTube channel. But when I first got started, I didn't feel like the person, right? That's the big mind screw. When you go and you purchase the LLC, you set up the business, and you don't feel like the person. And apply that to whatever you're doing, right? But then, as I went along, I sort of took some mental notes on how this thing turned out. The way that I put getting clients on a pedestal. The way that I put these things on a pedestal. And then as I went along, it was like, now they're not really on a pedestal. Now getting clients is more easy. It's more just has become a part of who I am. So it's about viewing yourself in that way, making it a familiar thing to you, where it just becomes natural. Making it a program that runs in the background. Just who you are. It's not going to be difficult forever. There'll be some legwork in the beginning. But once you set the program in there, once you view yourself as the person, and you make that stronger sense of identity, it's not effort anymore, right? It's just who you are, so you attract those things. I think a great example that I've shared, another story or example here, is when it comes to people losing weight. And I've mentioned this in my videos. 80% of people who lose weight end up gaining it all back. Harry, thank you. Thank you. 80% of people who lose weight end up gaining it all back. Why does that happen? Because when people lose weight, it's like, okay, quick, in 1 to 2 months, let's lose all the weight. Okay? 1 to 2 months, done. 50 pounds, gone. But 80% of people gain it all back because they don't make it an identity level thing. The program of the fat person is still running in the background. So it's like there's nothing they could do. It's the subconscious program is running, and it's gonna snap them back to that aligned sense of identity. So you gotta push past that point. You gotta just go and go and go until it becomes an identity level thing, man. And you feel the weight just, okay, it's like you don't have to try very hard anymore. It's just like who you are. Meditation. I spoke a little bit about meditation, manifestándose. But yeah, something that I do every day, anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. The most simplest way to put it for me is it clears the signal. It clears the frequency. It helps keep you in a high energy state. Because the only thing keeping you in that lower energy state is this. The fear, the doubt, uncertainty, blah, 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 blah. All the noise. And meditation quiets that down and brings you back to that peaceful state. So it's a tool like that to clear the signal, to clear the noise, to clear the stimulus. And we talk about high frequency, that is the meta practice. The meta practice. Let's see, what are we at here? I think we're gonna dip out here, okay? I think we're at about an hour 20 right now. Again, let me check the stream real quick. Double check some things. 1 second. But I think we're gonna dip out. We still got a few people in here watching. 11 likes on the stream. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Thank you all so much. 1K subs live stream. 1K subs on YouTube. Come on. I was sitting in a cafe when I hit 1K subs. I was like, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Thank you, manifestándose. And we'll plan on doing more of these. We'll plan on doing more of these. Let's go, man. Let's go. Come on. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Alrighty, I'm dipping out. Cheers. Love you all.